MVP.
Rangers do every day. It's always been that way for me. Always been a get better mentality every day, grow every day, be a better leader every day, be a better quarterback every day. And when that wrench do, I don't plan on missing no payments. So.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 3 in the Keystone, episode 99, a special holiday edition. Al, there's no days off in podcasting.
No, that's right. We're not taking a holiday just because it's a holiday. We're here. Hopefully you're here. Hopefully you're listening. You had some nice some barbecue. We talked about this before. The best items to bring to a barbecue. We had that draft. So hopefully you had your dogs, you had your burgers, your barbecue chicken, wings, whatever else, your ribs. I had some ribs today.
What kind of rib? Would you go? What kind of sauce? Like a honey barbecue? You go like
it tasted like a pretty traditional barbecue over at the McCunny's, of course.
The McCunny's get a lot of pub on this show.
A lot of pub. Well, you know what? If the Versa started inviting me over for barbecues, maybe he would get more. He would get more pub. Or Ernie I've known, if I would go back to Overbrook, he would get more pub.
Chris must be finishing up some of those hot dogs and hamburgers. He'll be joining us shortly. But episode 99, Al, a lot of good choices we can go with here. We hinted at it last week. You know, it could be a great one. But I think every episode we do here is a great one. What I like to do is have a little bit of a wild one.
Oh.
And I might go with, how about Mitchie Poo? That Mitch Williams wild thing.
There you go. I don't mind that.
99.
I don't mind that. My outside the box 99s this week were, last week we had Oldies 98. This week we have Power 99, which always messed with my head, as I'm sure it did many people, that it's 98.9 on your dial. But it's called Power 99. And then Jay-Z. Give a shout to Jay-Z and his 99 problems. He's learned how to solve some of those by now.
So the real question is, like, next week we can go 00. But what happened to that? Are we done?
We got to get real creative. I
don't know if we can. We're going to be reaching. What are you going to do for, like, 108?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen at that point. We'll see.
I think we just got to retire the shtick at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad day.
Absolutely. We'll come up with something new, maybe.
Yeah.
Come up with something new. All right. Well, Al, for segment 1 tonight, we had some over-unders that I was going to play with you and Chris as far as the Phillies go. So we're going to have to kill some time until he jumps on board here. But we can talk about, it's been a couple of weeks. The Phillies have been the best team in the National League for some period of time now. They've hit a little bit of a cold stretch here on the West Coast the last 4 days, not playing their best baseball, but still hold, I believe, a 6-game lead over the Atlanta Braves at this point in the NL East, which anybody would have taken coming into the Memorial Day weekend at this point. So, I mean, do you have anything you're looking to nitpick as here comes Chris? Right in time.
I was just going to say the first over-under should be the over-under of how much time it takes for Chris to get on the pod, but I would have lost because I would have taken whatever over I put out there.
Does not seem to be happy tonight.
Just wags the finger. I'm not sure what's going on over there.
There he goes. Episode 99. We're still trying to work out the kinks here, guys. But in all seriousness, like I said, the Phillies have been a pleasant surprise all season until these last couple of games. Al, any just generic observations from you on the way that they've played so far, or?
It's just so finally relieving to have a Phillies team and even a Philadelphia team, but mostly the Phillies, who notoriously start cold, no matter who's on the roster, no matter who's on the bench, notorious cold starters as a franchise. To have a team that's not only started hot, but a team that you truly believe when you're watching is never out of it. I was watching the game Friday night with the Mans, actually. He was in town. And when it was the top of the ninth, we sat there and we said, like, they're not out of it. Like they could still win this game easily. Whereas in the past, it's like you're just so like, oh, here we go again. There's no faith, there's no hope when we're down going into the eighth, down going into the ninth. And this year's team is different. They're just built different. They seem to never be done until it's over, until there's 27 outs on the board. So for me, that's the best thing about watching this team this year so far, is that they always seem like they have a chance to win the game.
Yeah, and it seems to be, it's such a likable group, and we've talked about that for the last few years about just how entertaining, and to go from a period of Phillies baseball from 2012 through 2020, I guess maybe even 21, depending on how you look at it, of just teams that just you were tough to watch. You could try and get into it when they ran through a hot stretch, but it just didn't always come to fruition. And now you have a team where I'd love to say 1 through 25, they're all contributing. I mean, we do have a couple of dogs that we can talk about, but you get a guy like Trey Turner who goes down, and Edmundo Sosa comes in and is playing phenomenal baseball. You get a guy like Clemens who comes in and getting clutch hits at their clutch hits. He hits a home run with 2 outs in the ninth a week or so ago, and it's just contributions up and down the lineup outside of maybe right field and the number 5 starter at this point.
Yeah, it's a great point. The bench is as good of a bench as I've seen probably since the World Series team. I mean, a guy like Cody Clemens, dude, he's so clutch. He's such a Philly dude. Like, just this guy that comes up and pinch hits, and he's slugging for the fences every time he comes up, and with success. So yeah, this team is a lot of fun to watch. And they were they're 33-1 now going into when they go into the ninth with the lead.
They lost them on the Friday night.
Yeah. So this is a team. Oh yeah. So wait, Friday, maybe it was Saturday night
Saturday night when they came back.
Saturday night that I got the beer. Friday night was the first time they lost the game going into the night with the lead. So they're a team that gets the lead and they hold on to it, where they can come back from being down, and it's just a lot of fun to watch. And the ballpark is full again, even on a random Wednesday night.
Yeah, no, they've started to sell, and I'm sure as the summer comes on, they'll you have some big promotions coming up, but I'm sure the ballpark's going to get towards that 2008, 2009 status where it's going to sell out almost every single night because they're the hottest ticket in town.
Yeah. Can I bring up one negative thing though, real quick?
We can talk a couple of negative things if you want.
I hate to ruin the party here. Did you hear the news about them piping fake noise into the stadium?
No, I didn't hear that. When did that come out?
I was on my way home from work, probably Thursday or Friday. I don't remember which day. And I believe I was listening. I believe it was WIP, and they were talking about callers were calling in and saying they were sitting up in the 400s and they were hearing fan noise from behind them, and they were looking behind them and there was nobody there, and the fan noise would sound the same like every time it happened. So then the guys they're looking around and they see that there's speakers lined up in the top of the 400 level, and as they listened and as they really paid attention to it, it was piped in crowd noise that the Phillies were playing, during certain moments of the game. And I hope that's not true, but there was a couple of callers that called in and they all were telling the same story. So
hey, whatever it takes, man, whatever it takes.
That's
toughest place to play.
That's such a phony fugazi way to, that's so not Philly. We don't need that.
No, I know. And then come the playoff time, obviously the crowd gets a lot more rambunctious, I would say. But sometimes you get these games in May and June when it's 7-2 and you get a little bored and it gets a little quiet. I don't know. They're trying to pump in some noise. I thought you were going to say Nick Castellanos was your. When's this guy going to get a day off? Everybody else Bryson Stott. I know Stott has not been hitting the last week or so, but Bryson Stott gets a day off today, so Whit Merrifield can play. But Nick Castellanos, who's hitting 197 for the season, has played every single day the whole year.
Yeah, and not even a day off. Can we drop him in the lineup already? I mean, can we put him down in 8 and 9 even? Send a message to the guy, learn how to hit the ball again.
It's and just when you thought he was getting hot a couple weeks ago to put something together, he comes back and falls right back into the same funk. So we'll see. I think it's something that they're going to have to address come the trade deadline if he continues to hit like this, because you can't really have 2 dead outs in your lineup. And Johan Rojas, for all the the good defense that he does play, although it's been a little shaky at times this year, you can't have 2 of those guys in your lineup.
No, absolutely not. And I get that it's play money, but you paid this dude too much money to be doing this shit.
100%. All right, listen, I don't know if Chris is having technical difficulty signing back on here, but why don't we get into some of these over-unders, and we'll go from there.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Let's start with some of my funnier, I would say, player ones. Maybe not funny, but more individual. Let's start with your boy Ranger Suarez. So Ranger Suarez currently sitting at a 1.75 ERA. We are, before today's game, we were exactly a third of the way through the season.
Yep.
If that helps you. I have, by the end of the year, Ranger Suarez's ERA over under 2.99.
So I looked into this a little bit. And as you said, right now he has a 1.75 ERA. It's the second in baseball, behind, I can't remember who it was that has a 1.74. I don't know if you have it written down there, but he's 100th of a point behind the guy in first. There's 27 pitchers currently right now with a sub 3.0 ERA. Looking back to the last few years, only 5 pitchers were sub 3 last year. There were 19 in 2022, and there were 8 in 2021. So it's not the easiest task to pull off. However, Ranger actually did it once already. Now, granted, it was in a season in which he did not play the entire season. He only started that year. Sorry, I just had it. We played in 39 games. Some of it, I guess, was in relief. You might be able to help me out with this.
Yeah. He was a reliever for a part of that season.
Yeah, so he had that year actually a 1.36 ERA. So he has done it before. I'm taking the under here. I'm bullish on Ranger. There's nothing that has shown me that he's gonna let up. Now, do I think he's gonna come back down to earth? Absolutely. Some of these numbers are unsustainable in my opinion. Right. But however, even if he does come back down to earth, as long as he doesn't blow up, I don't think that ERA is going to go above a 3 the rest of the way. I mean, his K per 9 is almost 5 right now. It's almost 10 right now. His whip is almost a 0.8. He's pitching very well. He's hitting his spots. His command is immaculate. There's not many more things I can say about this guy. And I know you're going to answer the question too, but my question to you is, he's got to be the number 2 starter in the playoffs if this continues, right? You have to put him at number 2 and push Nola back.
That's a tough question because like Nola has the seniority and it's worked for them in the past. Well, I mean, I guess in the past, Rangers started game 1 in the Atlanta series because of the wild card throughout the years. I don't know. It's going to depend how Nola pitches down the stretch and how.
Well, and I know there's that narrative.
It's a great question.
There's that narrative too that Nola pitches better at home, which I know if obviously if we are able to win the East and we're able to get the number 1 or the number 2 seed in the playoffs, then those first 2 games would be at home, at least for the first series that we play in. So then do you pitch Nola second just because he'd be at home?
Right. Here's my one concern with Ranger. If you look at his career walk rates, 2021, he was at 7.9%, which basically means, for those of you not familiar, of every 100 batters he faces, he walks basically 8 of them. In 2022, he was at 8.8%. Last year, he was at 8.9%. So he's all around that number. This year, he has dropped down to 5.9%, which is fantastic and would help show why these numbers are improving. However, as I looked a little further into it, Al, his first 7 starts, he had 7 walks in those starts. His last 4 starts, he's walked 10 guys. So we talk about regression a little bit. Is that where we see the regression is where that walk rate gets back up towards that 8-9%, where all of a sudden that ERA and that whip is a little harder to sustain. I'm going to take the under as well, but I think he'll be close to 2.9, 2.85. I think he falls in that, which basically means for the rest of the season, he's going to be probably, a 3.6, 6-ish roughly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would counter the walks, though, just with the strikeouts. So look at the strikeouts in the last 4 games, right? Yeah. 9, 10, 9, 3. So
and to that point, his strikeout rate this year is at 28.5%. And the past few years, he's been 19.5%, 22%. So he has seen an uptick in the strikeouts. You are right there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump on to the next one. So Bryce Harper is currently on pace for 39 homers. I'm going to set the number right there. I have Bryce Harper over under 39.5 home runs. Chris is back in the saddle. We were worried for a second there.
Yeah, sorry guys. It's been a long day for me over here at the guest household today, so it just got longer by 12 minutes by that fiasco. But in the biz, it's what's called a taste, a little tease. Just a little piece, brother. That's what I gave the fans.
You didn't tease anything. You came on and you didn't say anything. You just held a finger up. Nobody even knew you were here.
That's all I'm gonna do. It's like the back in the day with like the innuendos on like wrestling and stuff. You didn't know what was going on. Sting with the darkness in the rafters, and then that was it. So where am I at here? What do you guys talk?
We just hit on Ranger. You want to talk quick on Ranger? You got over under 2.99 ERA by the end of the year.
What's he at now?
1.75. We're a third of the way through the season exactly.
I'll go under. I was impressed yesterday with how he quickly made the adjustments to struggling in the beginning, and then he just shut them down, lights out after that. So I don't think you'll see a lot of that. The former part of that outing yesterday, I think the latter is going to be the norm. It has been the norm, so I'll go on.
All right, all three of us on the under. And the second one we were just getting into, we have Bryce Harper again on pace for 39 homers exactly. I'll set the number at 39.5 for home runs for Bryce Harper, and I'll throw it to you, Chris.
I'll say over. Like he's done a really nice job with his production as far as his RBIs and home runs and stuff, but like he doesn't feel like he's been hot yet. Like it feels like he's just kind of like letting things come to him, and like he's just like he hasn't seemed like he's been necessarily tearing the cover off the ball at any point yet this year. And we know that he has those hot streaks where he can just get red hot. And so I think we still have yet to see that this year, and hopefully he'll stay healthy. And I'll squeak over. I'll squeak around 40.
Okay. Al?
Squeak one out here. This to me was the easiest one that you sent. I got the under here. And it's because, yes, you alluded to it a little bit. The health, right? Bryce Harper notoriously doesn't play a full season. He's usually always getting hurt. He's on the IL at some point. He's only hit over 40 home runs once in his career, which to me was surprising when I looked that up. So that was in 2015 with Washington. It's the only time that he's done that. And yes, he has 13 home runs so far this season. And I know you can't take them away, but the one game, what was the fourth game of the year when he had 3 in one game?
Right? Yep.
So yeah, he hasn't hit that hot streak, but he also hasn't shown the consistency this year of being able to hit the ball over the fence. He's gone on stretches of 10 games where he hasn't hit a home run this season. So I'm taking the under, and I thought that was a pretty easy one.
Yeah, I'll take the under as well, and I think it'll be in the mid-30s. Again, I think that it's a little bit of a myth of him being just a pure power hitter. I think he's just a better all-around hitter than he is purely power. So I'll go mid-30s for Bryce in that situation. So 2 unders and an over from Chris. My next one I'm going to change the number I gave you guys because I think it's a little too high. But Alec Boehm is on pace for 141 RBIs this year. He has been unbelievable.
And 10 home runs.
Yeah. He's been unbelievable runners in scoring position. Obviously, I don't think he's getting to that number. The original number I gave you guys was 122.5. I'm going to drop it down to 115.5. 115.5 RBIs for Alec Boehm by the end of the year. Start with Al.
I had the over for the other one, so I guess I still have the over for this one. I just think he has guys in front of him that are going to get on base. He's, as you said, he's on pace for over 140. So if he continues on somewhat of that same pace, I guess he's going to do it. I don't know much about how many RBIs a guy hits in a season anymore. When I looked it up, it looked like there's a few here and there that get, to that 120 or above number. Last season, Matt Olson did it for the Braves. A couple years ago, Aaron Judge did it. Pete Alonso did it. So look, he's having a great year. He's not showing signs of slowing down. I'm going to take the over.
Chris?
Unless he gets a power surge, I don't see normally guys that get to that number also have upwards of 25, 30, 35 home runs. And he's just not he's not that kind of big bopper that we kind of would like for him to be. Bop, 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 bop it. He's just not that dude. So if he hits 15, 17, 18 home runs, it's really hard to imagine him having over 105, 110 RBIs with that amount of power or lack thereof. So I'm gonna take the under there. You said it was one. You put the number at what?
I put it at 115.5. I think is what I said there. I'm with you, Chris. It's just really difficult. He has 5 homers right now, so it's really difficult to get to those numbers without basically getting a hit every time somebody's in scoring position, which is kind of what he's done to start the season here. Started to cool off a little bit recently.
Yes.
But I'm with you. I'm going to take the under on the 115.5. But still really, really impressed with the job he's done so far this year.
So last year, just real quick, Kyle Tucker led the AL with 112 RBIs, and he only hit 29 home runs. So I think if Bohm gets around that 29 number, he could get close.
29. Where do you see him getting 29? He's got 5.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think he gets close to that. I think he might get maybe 19.
We got 2/3 of the season left.
Dude, okay, so he's on pace for 15.
But and even before that, like how many? I mean, like
his career high is 20.
I was gonna say that was a lot for like when he got that. It's something that was a lot for him. So I don't know. And he's put on muscle and everything else, and he's still just not. He's just not that Bob Bipp dude.
Yeah, but you know what, Chris? He has put on the muscle. You have seen the jumps in slugging percentage. He leads the league in doubles. He's slugging .502, and to slug .502 without hitting homers is extremely impressive.
As someone who just left the range yesterday, I consider myself at this point in my life a pretty strong dude, but that don't mean I can hit the ball nowhere. So he might be in the same boat as I am. He might be strong or gain muscle, but he's still that pop ain't coming off that bat like my balls ain't coming off that club.
But guess taking a look at your hat, brother, you know the cream always rises to the top.
Cream of the crop, brother.
Cream of the crop rises to the top, brother.
Yeah. All right,
Macho Man night here at the 3K podcast.
Let's jump into the Midsummer Classic, boys. And this number, I put a round number because the way I counted it, I think 4.5 and 5.5 would be too obvious. I got 5 All-Stars for your Philadelphia Phillies this year. Over under 5 guys at the Midsummer Classic. Start with you, Chris.
Over. I was thinking about this actually the other night. I mean, at this pace, I mean, we talked about Bohm. Bohm is going to be an all-star. I mean, I don't know. Do you want to go into that later on?
Yeah, let's hit it now.
I would say Harper is going to be there. Bohm's going to be there. Wheeler, Sanchez.
Suarez,
I'm sorry.
you mean?
Suarez, I meant to say. I'm sorry. Wheeler, Suarez, possibly Nola. That'd be 5 right there.
And JT.
That's not counting Real Muto. Right. I was saying it's not counting Real Muto. That would be 6. Alvarado could be 7.
Is there a chance you guys again know better than me that like a Hoffman or a Strom can get in?
Well, and I was about to say those guys too. Like that's more of like the manager pick typically.
Yeah.
And if Thompson is the manager, that's very much like 95% likely that's going to happen.
Like if my man has a sub-1 ERA, like he's got to get in, right?
Correct.
Strom?
Yeah. The only thing is like a lot of times those guys get in from obviously you still have the rule where every team needs a representative.
Yeah.
And sometimes some of those crappy teams get those middle relief spots because they don't have anybody else that can do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think the 5 locks as of now, Chris, you said, are Wheeler, Suarez, Bohm, Harper, JT. I think they're in for sure. And then it comes, can you get one of these other guys? And I think you're right. It's a Nola, it's a Strom, it's an Alvarado. It's one of those guys that would sneak in to be that extra person. But there's only so many roster spots on an all-star team, so you got to kind of placate everybody else at times as well.
You think JT's in just because of the voting?
I just don't know I'd have to look at the catcher. Obviously, William Contreras from Milwaukee's having a better year than him. Will Smith is having a really good year for the Dodgers.
The Dodgers too. That's going to help him a lot with votes.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Contreras is having a much better year, in my opinion.
Contreras has been the best catcher, one of the best hitters in the entire league.
Yeah,
I think. But to your point, Al, I think reputation and the fan support. And again, if Thompson's the manager, like there's no way he's not bringing Real Muto into that game.
Yeah.
All right, one more fun one, and then we'll get into some team stuff. 26.5 hits for Garrett Stubbs. He currently has 6 on the season. Over under. Can he get 20 more hits? 21 more hits before the end of the year?
Guess rolled his eyes immediately.
Because I'm not a fan of this dude. Like I think he's probably a nice guy, cool dude. Probably want to have a beer with him. But that's a spot we've talked about this already on this show that I think needs an upgrade. And he's deceptively good as far as his arm is concerned. He's got a little bit of a cannon. I was kind of surprised, but I didn't know that about him. But you don't lose a lot with his arm behind the plate with base runners, but you lose a hell of a lot at the plate as an offensive player. I mean, he's just not. He has no pop. He's about $150 soaking wet. I don't think he'll play enough to get there anyway. So I'll say under.
But how many teams have a backup catcher that can hit?
Well, that's true too. But I think even like managing games, like I don't trust him to manage a game. I don't trust him to call a game with we've talked about this before with ERAs with some of these guys when he catches, and it's a clear, definitive difference. And I just feel like I don't know. I mean, am I going to think the season's over if we don't upgrade that? No, but I think that he's extremely overrated in this town based on the fact that people just like the guy.
Well, guest, according to StatMuse, the Phillies this season are 11-4 with Garrett Stubbs starting.
That's what I'm saying. He got like a mojo kind of thing with him. Like they vibe with him well. They like the guy. They play, like they play hard when he's in the game. They play off of his energy, which is good. And I'm not saying this to be a hater of it. Like I get it, but
part of that they're just a good team.
Yeah, and like we've said, like if Real Muto gets hurt tomorrow, like if you think that you're not going to miss him and have Stubbs as your everyday guy, you're just mistaken. Like it's not going to happen.
Then you got to make a move.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Got to make a move at that point.
Chris has the under. Al, this is just a gag one. We got over under.
Yeah, I also have the under, but I said it to the text. He has a fantastic the walk-up song using That's Life by Sinatra. The where they started in the song is fantastic. It just sucks that it's him.
I don't know if I've ever seen his walk-up music. I don't think I've ever.
He's had that from day one.
Yeah. So dude, we have some all-time songs right now between obviously AOK, which is probably the best ever at this point. And then you got
AOK. Like I've learned to love it, but I can't stand the song.
No, you got to stop. And then JT's is good too. Harper he uses different ones, but they're all pretty good. And then of course my man Witt used a Mr. Brightside. Yeah. We have the best walk-up music.
Mr. Brightside, but that's the opposite of AOK. Great song, not really a great walk-up song.
No, I agree, Seltzer, and I'll say this too. If your walk-up is a traditional, typical stadium song, that's a violation. Like Mr. Brightside is played normally at the game anyway, and then you come out to it. That's like if a closer came out to like "We Will Rock You" or something. Like you're gonna already hear it.
But I just want you to it's Whit Merrifield, which kind of takes the luster off of it. But just imagine in the playoffs that coming on and the same thing happening that happened with Bryson Stott hitting the Grand Slam last year, where everyone's continuing to sing it while the guy's at bat. That's what a song like that brings to the table.
I love how the Rockies have how Charlie Blackmon has the outfield where when he comes out and they all like tonight. Like that's awesome.
Well, that's exactly what you just said. That's a stadium song.
Not all.
Come on, dude.
Yes.
The exciting whites love that, guess.
They do love that. They love it. And I'll tell you again, Seltzer, I saw was the Phillies game or what? I forget if it was the Phillies or not, but front row, 3 middle school white kids, shirtless.
Oh, yeah.
Take the shirts off.
Yeah.
What is the problem?
Guess I just
we're not naturally tan, dude. We got to work on it.
No, but still, like the excitement, like all of a sudden, like, yo, I gotta take my shirt off.
Yes. Last Sunday we just had our like Phillies game with Jackson and Avery School, and like all the first graders and kindergartners go. Dude, there were no shirts to be had, and like there was 4 sections.
They love it. It's the weirdest dynamic. I don't know where it came from, but all of a sudden, when you get excited, you just have to take your shirt off.
All right, let's go through these last 3. Over under 0.5 Cy Young Award wins for the Philadelphia Phillies this year. Al?
You're saying somebody's going to win the Cy Young?
Will a Philadelphia Philly win a Cy Young? Really, we're talking about Ranger or Zach. Win a Cy Young this season.
All right. As much as I want to take the over, I'm a big believer in whenever I wager on golf, I love to say whenever I have a couple guys who are at the top of the leaderboard, I always say to Casey, Case, what's the only thing better than having a dog in the fight? Having dogs in the fight. And we got dogs in the fight because we got 2 guys that are going to end up being right there at the end. However, man, you look at some of these guys pitching the NL right now.
Nasty.
How do you Imanaga?
Nasty.
He's playing unreal right now. I just read that article on him that like, the guys were saying like it looks like his stuff should be easy to pitch, but then it just disappears and you can't see it. Like they're calling it like an illusion ball or something like that.
Well, he has like the lowest ERA of at this point in a season for a rookie since like 1912 or something crazy like that.
He's been phenomenal
for a starting pitcher.
So it's like over Cleveland or something.
Over Cleveland Alexander or whatever. The Cy Young's gonna probably find a way to get in the Jokic's hands. Let's be honest. Jokic's gonna win the Cy Young.
I'm taking the under just for the record. I'm gonna take the under just because I think it's there's a lot of competition.
And Yamamoto hasn't really. He's starting to wake up now, and I got a feeling he's gonna have a red hot second half too. And yeah, I'll take the under. Obviously I hope we're wrong, but
yeah,
I'm gonna take the over. I think it's Zach's year.
Well, he was for a while. I don't know if he still. I haven't seen it in the last couple days, but at one point he was the favorite.
He is still a favorite. He is the favorite in Vegas. The top five: Wheeler's the favorite. Imanaga is second. Chris Sale is third. Tyler Glasnow is fourth, and then Ranger is fifth.
I don't believe in Glasnow. And also, who was the
Chris Sale.
He's come back pretty good, man.
Yeah, he looks good, but
yeah.
And we'll see with Imanaga, like second time through the league. Everybody hasn't seen him yet. He's got to go through a full major league season. I trust Zach to do it through the summer or into September, and the Phillies are going to be in the playoffs for sure. So I'm going to go. I think Zach wins Cy Young this year.
I hope you're right. I like to see it, but I can't even. It's hard though because Al, you like when you said about having two dogs. Well, then at that point you could argue it cancels each other out because somebody could say that Wheeler or Suarez isn't even the best pitcher on their own team.
I disagree. I think that's like an MVP discussion. Yeah. I think Cy Young pitching is so individual that the numbers are the numbers. It's not like they're playing off of each other where Zach is benefiting from Ranger when he's on the mound, per se, other than pushing each other on their same team.
ESPN's Cy Young predictor, whatever that is, has Suarez at 1, Sale at 2, and Wheeler at 3 right now, but it has Nola at 4. So we don't want to throw this one out. Back to the drawing board. ESPN.
He's trying to get into that discussion.
Who's one of their baseball pundits these days?
Well, but you know what though? If you look at Nola's numbers since that Braves start in the beginning of the year, since his first start, he's been actually really good.
He's been fine, but I'm
not saying Cy Young yet, but he has been like on a really good pace to at some point. It's only May. I mean, if he does that again for 2-3 more months.
The thing that's helped him, and we talked about this a little before you got on, is with Rangers push, he's kind of fallen into the 3 spot in the rotation. And I think that's alleviated a ton of, not that he felt the pressure, but if he has a bad start, it's not that big of a deal because we have Ranger and we have Zach and we have even Christopher Sanchez has been really good this year. So we have those other guys to pick him up where those starts aren't necessarily as important as they have been in past years where we haven't had the depth of the rotation.
I'll throw this one at you guys. Over under 3.5 times a start where you find yourself saying this dude blows when Taiwan's on the mound.
Oh, we talked.
I can't stand that dude.
Before he even gets out there, I'm saying it.
I said to my dad, I am 38 years old at this point in my life. I know my limitations. I feel like I could hit Taiwan.
He probably couldn't, but he listen. I'm sick of you disrespecting these professional athletes on here.
Listen, I know I couldn't hit him, but it looks like I could. Like my dad said last year, the best quote about Taiwan Walker: "It looks like he's throwing a waterlogged baseball."
His splitter literally was like. It seems like every start this year, it's tailor made for a hit. Like it starts in the middle, it dips to the bottom of the strike zone, and people just lift it up over the infield. Like it never fails.
And the manager left him in an inning too long today for sure.
Yeah, like this guy, I'm gonna say right now, this dude blows.
Yeah,
like it's a shame for him because he's in this rotation where he sticks out like a sore thumb, and everybody else has been like coming correct the whole year, and he just can't get. I think he's at one. I don't know the official stat, but I would say from memory, I would say he probably had one quality start.
I mean, you're asking. I don't know off the top of my head.
So he's definitely the weakest link in that group. I would totally be on board with moving him if they could and putting Turnbull in his spot. But
No, but you know what, Guess? I thought about this the other day. I want to see Turnbull in the pen because that's what we'll use him in the playoffs. And Walker probably wouldn't even be on the friggin' roster.
Again.
So this is a blessing, I think.
Right. Well, and the other night when he was in what was that last start he had before today? It wasn't Denver. It was
Washington.
Was it what was the start? It was either last one or two ago where he got taken out and he looked visibly pissed off, and he kind of slammed the ball.
Well, the one game he got hit in the foot and he got taken out. I don't remember who they were playing.
He kind of slammed the ball into Thompson's hand a little bit, and I was like, dude, you blow. Like, what do you want him to do? Sit up there and let you, like, he already is letting you stand too long as it is.
Was it the Mets game?
It might have been.
May have been the Mets.
It was recent. And I caught that and I was like, yeah, and then like when he comes out and he kind of sits by himself, and I just wonder what his vibe is in that clubhouse.
Yeah.
You know, with the position players, especially. Like, this is the one dude that can't throw from the mound. Like, everybody we put on the mound this year has been lights out.
Yeah, no,
bullpen guys, starter guys, and then he used to throw like, oh, my fault. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
And he did vocalize last year that he was disappointed he didn't get to pitch in the playoffs, but he ain't going to get to pitch in the playoffs again. So get used to it. All right, two more quick. Right now, the Philadelphia Phillies, before today's game, were on pace for 114 wins. Obviously, that number is pretty high. They should come back down to earth a little bit. Vegas has it set at 101.5. I set the number for you guys at 104.5. Over under 104.5 wins for the Philadelphia Phillies this year.
I like. You want to go, Al?
No, I took the under here as well. Teams have only won 105 or more games in a season 6 times in the last decade. Look, we've been hearing it from all the national pundits all season long so far about our easy schedule, but it's facts are facts. We have played some cupcake teams so far. So the latter 2/3 of the season, we are going to ramp up the competition a little bit. Now, look, we'll see what happens with Atlanta. Atlanta just lost Ronald Acuna for the year. They don't have Spencer Strider in the rotation. Not that that's really mattered because the rest of the guys have really picked it up. But that hurts them. So, potentially I think that we can get close to that number. I just don't see it happening just because of the historic numbers behind it.
Yeah, I think they'll win 100 games. I don't know about 105. I think they'll win around 101, 102. The actual Vegas number, I would be sweating all year on that because I think it'll be right around there. But the whole argument with the schedule thing to me, man, I hate that because baseball right now overall is kind of trash. Like, there's a third of the league that's worth a damn. 2/3 is not good. And that's at a team level, not just individual players. Like, these teams are not good. So we, like, first of all, at that point, like, most teams are playing bad schedules because everybody sucks. We also just saw, the Dodgers lost series to Cincinnati. We also just saw
we lost to the Rockies.
We lost series to the Rockies. The Rockies also swept the Rangers, who at the time were above 500, and they're still obviously the defending champion. So that has happened. And the Dodgers at this point have lost 5 in a row, 6 in a row. They're on a slide. So, and they're supposed to be the best team. Like, it happens. It's baseball. It's a game of failure. The worst team in baseball wins 40% of the time still. So, like, it's going to happen. It's hard to just say that, who they played. Well, they can only play who's in front of them. And unless you're playing a series against like 4 teams this year, you're going to be playing a bad team.
No, you're absolutely right. All right, let's get to this last one. I'm gonna limit you guys to one word on this one, and I didn't prep you for this one either. Over under 0.5 World Series championships for the Philadelphia Phillies this year. Chris, one word.
You could see my brain just like stopping. I was like,
brother,
baby.
Over.
Love it.
Over.
I know we're not going to go 3 for 3 because of you, Seltzer, but I'm taking the over also.
I'll take the over. I took the over last year. I picked him to win it all.
Well, now that Acuna's out, his Braves, he don't know about that.
I took him to beat him the Braves last year. You took him to lose to the Marlins.
Oh, got some skeletons in your closet, guest.
Yeah,
I did.
All right, listen, that'll wrap it up for our Phillies segment. A lot more Phillies talk this summer as the team hopefully will continue to stay hot. But now for segment 2, we're going to do a little flip-flop from what we usually do. We usually save our games for the third segment, but tonight we are going to push it to segment 2, and we're going to have Al and Chris compete in something called the Immaculate Grid. Now, Al, I know you've done some Immaculate Grids. Chris, have you ever done an Immaculate Grid before?
Yeah, I was doing them a little bit in the beginning.
All right, so you've been exposed to it. So we don't have to do an explanation. So, Jets, I'm going to do a little bit of a twist on the game here. As I'm going to load it up the screen so you can see it here. Share the entire screen, please. Okay.
Chris is going to get exposed again tonight.
So here's how we're going to do this, guys.
Speaking of exposed, but to take my shirt off like our white brethren. If I get a question right.
We are going to do a tic-tac-toe board for you guys. So you see your grid here, and you'll see the teams that are listed on here. So we're going to play a couple different games tonight. We're going to start with baseball on today's grid. So, for instance, we have the Atlanta Braves and the Milwaukee Brewers. All you have to do is give me a player who played for both of those teams, and you'll get a circle or a square, depending on who you are, in your spot. Now, you'll have 2 separate twists to this game.
Look at you with the teacher games.
You like that? So here are your 2 options. You will have a lifeline where you can call on me. Now, I don't necessarily know all of the answers, but I can help. But what I will do is I can only give you a 5-word clue.
Wait.
What's up? Take this portal off.
Yeah, what's up with the screen right now?
Yeah, I feel like I'm going down.
Better?
Yeah, there you go. Please.
Okay, I couldn't see your facial reaction, so I got to go. I'm going blind. You can call me as a lifeline, but I can only give you a 5-word clue to the player. I will not give you the actual player's name. The other thing that we will have is, as you guys know from doing these, when you put an answer in, it will tell you the percentage of people who picked that player. If you get a 5% or less, you'll get to go again. So you get back-to-back turns if you get those rare players that are on the list.
But now, are we doing as cutthroat as it normally is, where like if you guess one and it's wrong, then you're done?
No. So if you guess one and it's wrong, then the other person will just get his turn. It's whoever gets the filled up, circles or X's wins the game.
So, but with the tic-tac-toe, can we get any part of the grid, or of course?
No. So if you go bottom right, you got to get the bottom right in the Immaculate Grid.
Yeah, got you.
Okay. So we're going to start with Al on this one. So Al, you'll be circles, and we'll open up the board. So for those of you guys not watching, on the top we have the Brewers.
Shame on you, first of all.
Say it again.
Shame on you if you're not watching, first of all.
Agreed. Brewers, Nationals, and played first base for at least one game. And on the bottom, we have the Braves, the Red Sox, and a Silver Slugger Award winner. I will also show you guys, if you click on this, the Nationals does also include the Expos. So you can go back to the Expos days for the Nationals. And if you need a team reference, I'm happy to give it to you guys. All right. So, Al, I'm going to start with you. Give us a player on your Immaculate Grid.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Al, before you start, Seltzer, for the Brewers, are the Milwaukee Braves included in that?
No, the Milwaukee Braves are actually included in the Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm obviously trying to think of a Red Sox / National.
I got.
Oh, okay. I have an easy one. Wait. No, I don't.
Oh wait, never mind. We're not working together now.
I am also going to limit each turn to a minute. So I'm going to start the clock now.
No. Nationals was Expos, you said, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So Pedro Martinez.
Okay, that is going to be correct. So we have Pedro Martinez, and we're going to give Al the circle. So 32% for Pedro, so he's not going to get to go again. So
what is that? A plenty of fish picture you got on there?
So Pedro Martinez, Expos, and Red Sox player there. So the Al's got the middle square full. So we'll go to Chris now for his second turn.
Let's go the Red Sox and played first base. Let's go with that Kevin Youkilis.
The Greek god of walks, Kevin Youkilis. 6%, Chris. Almost got the double turn. But we're going to give Chris the X on the right side there. Right middle is full. So now it'll go back to Al.
All right, Silver Slugger and played first base. So here's my strategy here. I think Chris is going to know someone there. So I think I have to take that. So a first baseman who won. Can I have clarification on is the Silver Slugger the guy with the highest average?
No, Silver
No.
Slugger is just an award given to a player, the best hitter at the position.
Oh, so just some random award.
Yes.
It's
No, I would say it's random. Only one. I think only one gets.
It's subjective, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to take guess boy. I'm going to take Jeff Bagwell there.
Oh,
2% for Bagwell.
that's a really nice one, Al.
So that's going to give him. That's going to give Al another turn here.
We're going to wrap it up because I have a Brave and a Brewer. Richie
Oh.
Sexton.
Oh.
Oh! Damn it.
Man,
Richie Sexton did not play for the Braves.
Oh, I thought he did.
No, he did not. So it goes back to Chris now. So Al does have the bottom right and the middle. So Chris would need to go for the block. But does Chris think that Al does not know a Brave and a Brewer after that?
I don't know if I know a Brave and a Brewer. Well, wait a minute. Actually, I can't even win. This game is skewed.
You can go this way. You can go this way or this way.
So I pretty much have to get a Brewer and a Brave.
Yeah, at some point. Now remember, you do have a lifeline.
That's your fault. When's the last time you played tic-tac-toe? Who goes for the box right, dude?
Dude, I was just trying to get who I knew was definitely right. All right, wait a minute. Let me think for a minute. So Braves, Brewers. All right, I got to use a lifeline here.
Okay, so you're using a lifeline in this top corner. Now, do you want me to go rare player for you and harder clue? Like, do you get to go two in a row?
Give me a rare one because I got another one if I could follow up.
All right, I got to think of a good way to word this. Ophi, third base, Phillies, 2007-ish, white.
Those 6 words. I gotta go.
Yeah, wait a minute. What?
No, third base is one word. Third base is one word.
It ain't though, but we'll let it. I mean, okay, we'll let it go.
3B.
A white.
I think I got it. I definitely have it. I'm stealing this, guest. I definitely have it.
So
I know that
Ophi, third baseman, Phillies, 2007-ish. White.
We got to run the timer, Seltzer.
and he played on the Braves.
Yes. I'll give you 30 more seconds, guests.
Braves and the Brewers. Oh man. See, I was gonna say like Hank Aaron, but he didn't. I don't think he played on the Brewers. I think they were still the Braves the whole time.
And we're going to count you down, guys, at 10 seconds here. 10.
How about
9,
Greg Vaughn?
Greg Vaughn? Greg Vaughn.
Zahn Tabak?
Greg Vaughn is not correct. Al, can you finish it off?
Greg Vaughn in there?
For the win. Was it Wes Helms?
Wes Helms is who I was going for.
Yeah. I totally forgot that whole team.
Correct.
I
can't put a circle in there because it's not your turn, but Al, you get the win there with the diagonal with Wes Helms at 0.3%.
Now, see, but the games, okay. All right. I would say, would it be more fun or challenging to have whoever has the most spots on the board versus the tic-tac-toe?
I think the tic-tac-toe makes it a little more interesting.
Can we for it's ish and giggles? Can we finish this?
Yeah,
let's rattle them off now, guess.
Also, you guys, we talked about a Brave Brewer earlier. William Contreras just got traded last year from the Braves.
I was trying. Yeah, no, I couldn't. Well, the crime dog, Fred McGriff, is definitely on.
You want him right here?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Silver Slugger for the Brewers. Did Prince Fielder get that?
Yeah, most likely, yes. Now you only have 2 more guesses because we had a couple incorrect. Although we can refresh it if we have to.
And then a Silver Slugger for the Nationals. How about Bryce Harper?
Bryce Harper. Could also go on Vlad Guerrero if you want to go back to the Expos days. Okay, let me refresh this. So you got the 2 last ones we got here are Let's scroll back.
No, you can't refresh it.
Yeah, it's not going to let me refresh. So we're locked in there.
Yeah,
But if you want the name, I think Adam LaRoche would have worked for Braves. Braves
Adam Larachi.
And Brewers, Red Sox may have been a tougher one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm mad. But let's go to basketball here. We'll go back to the tic-tac-toe board. So on the top, we got Miami Heat, Philadelphia 76ers, the hometown team, and Rookie of the Year.
Are these preempt? Did you already pick, like, or are these just like random as you just click them? Or
these are today's grids. So you only get one grid per day.
Okay.
And on the bottom, we got Spurs, Raptors, Clippers. I will clarify, Rookie of the Year, he did have to win Rookie of the Year for that team. It can't be a Rookie of the Year who I'm trying to think of a good example.
I get what you're saying.
Like
a Syracuse National.
Like you can't say Denver Nuggets and you put Iverson in because Iverson won Rookie of the Year with the Sixers.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we let Al go first. Last time we'll let Chris go first. This time he'll be the X. And there may be some rares that went out here with the Sixers as a team.
If we had this show in the morning, I would be so much better at these games. My brain is fried by the end of the night. I can't.
Holiday.
No excuses, brother. Pukesters on the left and pukesters on the right.
Let's go with Harden for the Clippers Sixers spot.
All right, James Harden.
I'm just trying to get the
Chris is in down there in the bottom middle. James Harden, Sixer Clipper.
All right. I'm just trying to. All right, I'm going to go. See, now I guess you're throwing me off with that box that you picked, dude. So guess pick the bottom middle box for the listeners at home. The one, if you've ever played a game of tic-tac-toe, chances are you've never picked that box.
No, this one was strategic.
He's testing your knowledge there on the bottom row, I think.
I'm going to go Rookie of the Year Clippers, Blake Griffin.
Good block.
Yep. Blake Griffin, 92% Blake Griffin.
That's what I was going to put on there.
You might shut me out here, guest, in this one.
I don't know, man.
Come on, man. There's the Sixers are on there.
Yeah, but it's with the Spurs and the Raptors.
And I'm like blanking out on, and there's an obvious guy. I feel there's an obvious Sixer Raptor, and I don't know why I can't think of it.
Remember, you do have lifelines that you can use.
No, I know. Spurs Rookie of the Year. They haven't done this year's yet, right? Or did they?
To the listeners, that's not even in the same column as guest's first selection.
No, but I'm just saying this for like trying to set the board up. You never know what I'm going to do.
This is just trying to fill spots.
Yeah, I'm just talking out loud to psych you out.
It's working.
Oh, come on, dude. Like Sixers.
We need a timer on just picking the box, Seltzer.
The entertainment's worth it.
All right, give me the No, you know what? I'm just going to put whatever I can think of. Give me Scotty Barnes for the Rookie of the Year.
Scotty Barnes is correct. And there's your X. All right, Al, back to you. 29% for Scotty Barnes. I'm not going to give out names because they may fit some other blocks.
All right. Well, I'm going to embarrass myself with this. I'm so pissed the Sixers are on it because I'm going to embarrass myself, man. Was Eric Montross a Sixer and a Raptor?
Is that what we're going with?
That's what I'm going with.
Eric Montross.
Oh, holy! What was that? 0.4?
0.4. You're going to get to go again here, Al.
Oh man! Dude, so I need a Heat and a Spur.
Yeah, if Al hits the top corner, he will win
for the win. But it's obviously who played.
This is another one. I feel like there's an obvious answer, and I can't think of who it is.
Seltzer.
Yeah, you call me in.
This one's for you.
So I got one, but
I got one. I think I got one.
Okay.
And I'm talking to him right now. Did Vinny Del Negro play for the Heat and the Spurs?
He may.
I think he did.
Damn, the Heat.
I think he did.
No, incorrect. Incorrect. Good guess.
Oh.
That would have been a killer guess. Will guess go for the block or again?
I've been trying to think of it. See, that changed the whole complexity of this game. The tic-tac-toe. Because now I got to get this spot.
Eventually, yes, you do.
Spurs.
All right. Let me get the lifeline.
For which box?
The top left.
Oh God.
Dude, you gotta know the light. Wait a minute.
No, he said
I said at the beginning. I have a guy, I guess, but he's a random as shit. I'm trying to think of the best way to bring him out. 5 words may not be good. I might just give like 3. Backup center.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Sixers last year. Alliterative initials.
Illiterate. What?
Alliterative.
Oh. The brother can't read? What? Last year.
He's a tough player to get. I couldn't think of anybody else.
Wait, so he was the backup center last year?
He for a little bit.
Dude, oh man. Did I don't know.
You can go to another block and come back to it and try to think about it for a little bit. So for those of you guys listening, we got Spurs. Heat is the most important block out there. We still have Spurs Sixers, Spurs Rookie of the Year, Heat Raptors, and Heat Clippers all available.
So again, I'll ask because I honestly don't remember. Did they already announce the Rookie of the Year this year?
That's it. I can't answer that question.
What?
I'm going to say Wembanyama then.
They did already announce him this year, so Victor Wembanyama was correct. You could have also gone Tim Duncan to be safe.
Yeah. Well, no, I was thinking about that, but whatever.
I was going to go there next.
So
just to open up the Heat Clippers block for me for the win.
So Wemby is correct. Now it goes back to Al. Wemby at 31% for win Rookie of the Year this year. So we still have all 3 Heat matchups, and we have a Sixers Spurs on the board.
All right, I'm going to go Heat Spurs. I had to just try to throw names out, I feel like. So I'm going to try to throw Mario Chalmers out there.
I don't think Chalmers played for the Spurs. Incorrect. So back to Chris here.
How about I keep thinking of like a big, but
a big butt? What?
This is so frustrating. I don't know. Mario Ellie.
That might work. No, Mario Ellie did not play for the Heat. All right, Al. We only got one guest left on this grid. We're gonna have to do it manually.
Heat Spurs.
Because it's
now, Al, you can also call in your lifeline. I don't have another person, but I guess, give bigger descriptions, maybe.
I'm just curious who this is. I don't even care if Al wins at this point. I'm just curious who it is.
Yeah, I guess I will. I'll go with the lifeline.
All right. So I gave you the ones for Chris, and I would say stretch big, black,
Dude, pause.
His last name could be synonymous with the Undertaker in wrestling.
Oh, so this is who I thought it was in the beginning. Dwayne Dedman?
Dwayne Dedman.
That's what I thought it was originally, but I didn't think he was a Sixer.
He was a Sixer twice.
Twice, yeah. Look at that face.
Left that out of my mind.
So Al hits it. So I'm curious if we go show summary here. I'm curious to see some more. The best players.
I totally forgot that Devin was on the team last year.
Steve
Terry
Smith,
Porter.
Terry
Rod
Strickland, Brent Barry, Kevin Willis. Those are some tough names.
I knew there was a big in there.
Patty Mills played for the Heat this year.
Yeah.
Bruce Bowen, he was a Heat. That was a tough one there. Nobody got the middle Sixer Spur. You couldn't go Danny Green.
Oh yeah.
So that was up and available for you guys. But all right, we're gonna go. Whoops,
we go women's basketball next.
If you guys want, I was gonna go football for you, Chris.
Yeah, that's got to be last. Women's basketball.
Yeah. How did I get that to share the screen?
I mean, that's do the hockey, do the soccer. Ooh.
No.
Little caca.
No.
All right, let's go to football. So this one's the toughest one for me. So we've got Cardinals, Bills, and Giants on the bottom. And we've got Buccaneers, Cowboys, and only one team, which means a player has only played, obviously, for that team. So somebody's only played for the Cardinals, only played for the Bills, and only played for the Giants. I will give you guys benefit of the doubt. They don't have to be a retired player. It can be a current player on that list as well. So you guys can think of that however you like to. Al, you've won both games. We'll give you the first shot here.
Football is hard. It might be the hardest one.
Football is definitely the hardest one.
They don't switch teams as much as people think they do.
Correct. Football's hard.
Damn. I don't think I have somebody for the middle. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go with Fitzgerald for the Cardinals and one team.
Larry Fitzgerald for the Arizona Cardinals, one team is correct, 26%.
It's actually a bust on my part because knowing that I could have taken just some current dude, I should have went for the 5%er.
Yeah.
It's not good. Not good strategy.
So Seltzer, you said, because I was busy thinking about who I could pick for other things. For the one team, it could be someone that's current.
Yep.
All right, let's go DeMar Hamlin.
DeMar Hamlin for the Buffalo Bills is correct, and it's a 3%. So Chris will get to go again.
All right. Oh, all right. So we'll do the Bills, Bucks, and we'll do that Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No, he's been on every team.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, 47%. I'm gonna have to wait to put your X there, Chris. We're gonna just have to remember that's there, Al.
Yeah,
because this thing has an O turn. So back to you, Al. You're gonna have to go to the middle square to.
I got two names I'm thinking of, but I don't know if either of them are right though. I'm gonna have to just try one of them because I had to take that spot. There's got to be someone else. Was Eric Moulds a Cowboy at one point? Eric Moulds?
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
Incorrect. Eric Moulds did not play for the Dallas Cowboys. So, Chris, you can get the win here if you fill that middle square.
Yeah, I'm going to give you that Jason Peters.
Jason Peters. And that is a romp from Chris, a 1%er to close it out.
I blew it on the first thing.
I believe Terrell Owens would have also worked there.
Did Peerless Price play for the Cowboys?
I don't think so.
He was my other thought.
So I got two names for you up top here, boys. Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
And how about that Michael Pittman?
Cardinals Bucks.
Yeah.
How about let's do the bottom. Giants. We got Giants, Bucks, Giants, Cowboys, Giants. Only one team.
Was Larry Centers ever on the? Oh, no, never mind. That's the
Larry Zonka. What about Larry Zonka?
Al, I think your boy. No, that was Washington. Never mind. That's not right. I'm going to say LeVar Arrington, but I don't think he played for both those teams.
No.
Did
played for Washington?
Joe Jaravicius for the Giants and the Bucks.
Yep, that's a good one.
That's a Penn Stater.
What about did Landon Collins? Was he the Cowboy at all?
He was a Giant Commander. Yeah, I think that was
up the damn Commanders.
Well, I mean, only one team could be Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I mean that's an easy one.
That's scrub.
Look at that.
Yeah, so an adult friend finder photo that he got.
Adult friend finder.
So the only spot we have left is Giant Cowboy, which shouldn't be as hard as we're making it out to be.
Probably like a lineman somewhere.
For sure.
What about Odell Beckham?
Odell never played for Dallas.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't play for Dallas.
Somebody get BG on the phone.
Yeah, Chris C.
That's who it was.
Luke Traitor. Yeah, those are the legends, the real legends. Chris Boberg. Dude, the whole line was built.
Oh, so I'm listening to the radio and they were talking about collapses and they were talking about the Giants 49ers playoff game years ago.
Trey
Junkin, right. And Hugh Douglas couldn't remember the dude's name. And he was saying, what was it? Jern Jerkins? Something like that.
All right. To move things along here, we're going to start to give up. We're going to just take a look at most popular would have been Jason Garrett. I was going to say him. There's some tough names in here.
Yeah, that's rough, dude. Michael Barrow, Ron Stone.
Yeah, Alfred Mars was another game I was going to throw up, but I don't want to. All right, do you guys want to do one other sport or you want to wrap it up?
I'll do another one.
All right. I got to go back into it. We'll turn the tic-tac-toe off and maybe you guys want to do women's? I can't do women's basketball. Hockey?
We can do the hockey.
We can try it.
We'll do it all together. Oh, God.
All right, I got that Vladimir Konstantinov.
In which block?
Yeah, he's specific.
The Red Wings only one team.
Okay.
I think. Better spell it right. Wait. It was in there. It was the third one.
Okay.
There you go. Third one.
There you go, Cass. How about
you got one?
Did Brian Leach ever go anywhere else?
That's a good guess. I was going to say Richter, but
what are you guys' thoughts on trying to get some better teams for us here?
No. Hold up. This is what they gave us.
Okay. Oh, well, the other goalie never played anywhere. The guy who was good in the 2000s.
Richter?
No, the 2000. The guy after
Lundqvist.
Oh, Henrik. Yeah. Did he play somewhere else? I don't know. No, he did. Okay. All right.
Canucks only one team. Didn't the Sedins only play for the Canucks?
I can't answer that.
Throw Daniel Sedin in there or Henrik Sedin. You pick.
Ooh, there they go, waiting for him. There they go, waiting for him.
That's
how about that? How about for Rangers Islanders? How about that Pat LaFontaine? You want to do the hockey? We're gonna do the hockey.
Let's go. Now it gets tough though.
How about for the? Actually, no.
I don't think I can name one player who ever played for the Nashville Predators.
Give me that. Give me the. Try it.
What about Dougie Waite? Is he? Any
former? He was an Oiler, wasn't he? At one point.
I know he played for the Islanders. I don't think he played for either of these other two teams. I don't think he was a Red Wing or a Canuck.
What about Luongo? Luongo played for the Islanders and the Canucks.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
All right, we can hold off.
I
we already win it. We already we got 40.
Yeah, I can't give you one.
Money is already. I want to say Shea Weber in one of these, but I don't know if he played on.
Oh, he was a Predator.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but I don't know if he played on the other three.
I mean, I have nothing left to give you guys. I'm telling you that now.
Was Chris Osgood an Islander at any point?
I don't hate it.
Look, we're not going to get a perfect 9 for 9 here.
All right. Let's
try
try
it.
Osgood.
Oh,
Wrap it up.
Oh!
Drop that beat.
pew, pew, pew.
How many games did he play for the Islanders? Pulling him up.
Dude, that's a bust out. I don't even.
He played 37 games for the Islanders. No, the year before he played.
Our one soundboard.
Oh my.
What's that dude's name? The guy they got Rangers have now. It's really good. Seltzer, stop fronting. You know you. First of all, the hockey playoffs right now have actually been the most watched playoffs I think of all time for the NHL this year.
Really?
Yeah. Not that I've participated in the English, but
I want didn't Rick Nash play for the Rangers at one point, guest?
he did.
Yes.
But I don't know if he played for Nashville or if I just think that because of his name. Like he was on Columbus forever.
Right.
Yeah,
He was definitely a Ranger at one point. That's for sure.
You want to try?
How about Koivu for the Predators and Canucks?
Predators, Canucks, Saku Koivu?
Or one of the Koivus. I don't know.
What are they? The wild Samoans of
That's not correct.
The descendant of the Koivus.
Did Bure play for the Islanders?
Try it.
Valerie or Pavel?
Well, Pavel definitely played for the Canucks, so put him in there.
No.
Try Nash for Nashville and New York, but that's definitely not right.
I feel like LaFontaine's face is like, dude, you actually knew me for this?
All right, I'm going to click give up here. We're going to get some names. David Legwan, Ryan McDonough. Yeah, I'm not mad about any of these guys.
Wait, who's the bottom left? I mean, the bottom center?
Bo Horvat.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
No.
Izzy, though. We could have did Izzy for the.
I couldn't even tell you the decade those guys played in.
Yeah. Ole Jokinen.
Oh, the man. Ole Jokinen.
Yeah.
He was so slow.
Didn't Delgado play for the Flyers at one point?
I have no idea. But listen, our hockey brethren was probably thrilled to deal with that.
We did all right for that.
Yeah, that was great.
Listen, Osgood was a bust out. So was LaFontaine.
Yeah.
All right.
So was Montross for basketball.
Yeah, the late. Well, first of all, he did pass, right?
Who?
Montross.
I think
almost positive. Dude, I don't know. Check it. I'm almost positive he did.
Did Eric Montross?
Eric Montross is still alive. Oh no, he died 2023.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he died last year. Yeah. So late great, rest in peace. You know. But
all right, listen, we wanted to cap off tonight with we always do something fun at the end. Usually it's the games, but we had another game to play today. We wanted to get into the holiday spirit, Memorial Day. Most of you had some sort of barbecue this weekend, maybe not today because of the weather, but we wanted to do the 5 people you would want to invite to your barbecue and the 5 people you would not want to invite to your barbecue. So I guess the best way to do it was to go down each other's list. I think maybe we'll let Chris start.
I'll be honest. No.
Al's idea?
I didn't have a lot of. I'll be honest. I didn't have any prep time today, so I'm doing off the cuff.
My list has changed because now I want to invite Pat LaFontaine, Ole Jokinen,
Ron Stone, all the guys.
And wait, real quick, because guess you weren't at the beginning of the show. We mentioned Seltzer. Actually, you mentioned his name last week. Who's this? I have a Cleveland Cavs number 2 on this week. Who's this?
That's Juan Wagner.
That's the Juan Wagner.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Juan Wagner. His son's going to Arkansas, baby.
We got breaking news at the MLB circuit. Real quick, Angel Hernandez has retired.
Oh, that's one of those. Exactly. In quotation marks is exactly right.
After historic year.
Yeah.
All right, I can start. I have like a weird number. You want me to just list all of them?
Yeah, let's just go. We'll go slow through your 5. What do you want to do? Let's do your invitations first.
All right, my easiest pick here, and these are the people that I would have. When the question like who would you have dinner with? If you could pick whatever people living or dead. This is my only one that cheats because they're not actually playing right now. But it's the inside the NBA crew.
Oh,
yeah.
You got all 4 of them.
Yeah, I would just take those four and do anything with them. Anything. They're the greatest. And the fact that TNT is going to be losing the NBA after next season, and we might potentially see the end of this run of this show, it's a nightmare for me. I don't know about you. Are you guys big inside the NBA, guys?
I'm actually over inside the NBA.
Oh, I love it.
I'm excited to see the NBC music come back.
No,
But it's not because Fox bought it. Fox has that for college basketball. They've had it for years.
I thought they said they were going to redo it. It's going to be very similar to what they had.
Well, they might redo it, but it's not going to be the authentic.
Listen,
which I hate that they bought it and play it for like Georgetown Nova games.
I don't really listen to the pregame, postgame stuff as much as I used to, but I just can't deal with Shaq. I can't stand him, and he ruins and Chuck. As funny as Chuck is, and he does crack me up. Like he doesn't watch the basketball games. The insight that they're giving is not good for most.
Yeah, if you don't watch that show for insight.
I know, but now that Draymond's on it, it's even worse. Like I won't watch it with Draymond on there.
He's bad. Shaq is just sensitive sometimes, but he's found his niche because he was really bad when he first started. He was like unbearable. All right, so my actual athletes that I would invite, I had to take two Phillies, and these seem like the perfect like Bago team to play against, and it would be Schwarber and Stubbs. So those would be my two Phillies that get the invites to the barbecue. Just guys that could throw some beers back. You know they would walk up with a couple of Yeti coolers packed to the brim with all sorts of
size of the Yeti.
So those are my two Phillies. I'm going to take Mikal Bridges, and here's why. I got a little inside info. So I think I told you guys this before. Jack's parents have a shore house in Avalon, and Bridges bought the house next to them. And Jack texted me this morning and said that he was throwing a party listening to Carry On My Wayward Son. And then right after that, Third Eye Blind came on.
Oh, man.
So it seems like a guy that, he's going to be able to play some music that brings everybody together. He knows what it means to be a good host, to throw a good playlist on. So I'm going to take Bridges there to get an invite to the barbecue.
Well, first of all, you're missing the breaking news on that. So you said he bought a shore house down what shore was it?
In Avalon.
Does he know something?
This was like 2 years ago. He bought it 3 years ago.
Oh, I thought you were saying
he's a local kid.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I thought maybe he might have been doing something because he's
no.
Cozy back at the crib.
I mean, Brooklyn's not that far from the shore either. Anyway,
right. My last two picks. I'm going to take Joe Burrow. So I got an NFL guy getting an invite. Joe Burrow. I think he's going to bring some quality stogies to the barbecue. I'm a cigarsman myself. Like to enjoy a nice cigar every now and then. It seems just like a nice guy with a nice laid back attitude, laid back vibe. He's not going to, overshadow anyone at the party. He's not, a big look at me, the attention on me kind of guy. I think he can have just a conversation with the regular guys at the barbecue. And then finally, my last pick, I'm going to take Boban. And the reason I'm going to take Boban is, first of all, he's hilarious. He seems like a ton of fun. But he purposely missed those free throws at the end of the year to give everybody at an away game free chicken sandwiches. So who knows what he's going to bring as far as food? He's going to be supplying all the food to the barbecue. So I'm taking Boban. There's my list.
All right. So listen, we said it didn't have to be sports people.
Right. I was going to ask because he went all sports, but I wanted to confirm that we didn't have to all have.
Yeah.
I missed that. So. Okay. If I would,
that's all right. That's all right.
I would swap out Boban for Sidney Sweeney if that's
you're still on my list.
Hey.
All right, listen. So I went pure seltzer entertainment. This is not going to be a list for the people. But I'm starting first and foremost with Bobby Flay.
You know what? That's a great thought, and that's a great idea.
I need a guy who can man the grill. Maybe do something outside of just the hot dogs and hamburgers. Let's get a little fancy with it. Let's get the grill master so I don't have to worry about any of the food. Let's get the grill master there. So I got Bobby Flay. My number two, I got my grandma Ida there because I don't want to clean up the place. And I know Ida's going to be all over the cleanup duty. So now I got somebody cooking and I got somebody cleaning. So shout out to and Ida's. She's just going to sit in the corner. She can't hear at this point. So she doesn't matter what you say. She's there. She'll eat. She'll clean. We're good. All right, my three in the middle. I'm inviting my boy Jeff Probst because I'm a survivor nut. So I got some questions for him that I got to get off my chest, some thoughts about these past few seasons that I want to get out there. Shout out to Kenzie for winning the season last week, season 46. So give me Jeff Probst there as my guy to have conversations, the guy you always wanted to ask questions for. I'm taking Scotty Scheffler, Al.
Oh,
Because I'm gonna say, hey, take a look at this swing. Like, what are you seeing here? I thought about going maybe like a McCormick or a swing instructor, but Scotty's a guy you can always at the end just have a beer with and ask questions and ask for the tip. And then my last one, I actually did have Sydney Sweeney on my list because we'll get a little eye candy at the party. So I got Bobby Flay, Ida, Jeff Probst.
I was going to say, whoa. Ida's the eye candy, all right? Like, Ida can still pull it, all right? Miss Ida can still.
Listen, everybody's got their own thing they're into. Flay, Probst, Scheffler, Sweeney, Ida. That's the list.
Man, I'm so mad I didn't catch the text where I could just pick anybody I wanted. It's a great list.
Thank you.
I'll say and this is in no order. This is just my 5. One is one of my idols in general for life, and that's Denzel Washington. I think that like the stories he would have, and just like if you ever need motivation, if you listen to his speech at the Penn graduation years ago, probably within the last like 10 years, it's fantastic. One of the best speeches I've ever heard. So I would always love to just talk to him about different things, and plus like the Hollywood stories. I know he doesn't watch any of his movies because he's like, I was there for when I made it. Well, I gotta look at it. I know what happens. So I would always want to get a chance to meet him and talk to him. Another one, speaking of stories, Pat Burrell.
Good one.
Pat Burrell, I'm like, I need to know like what's going on with the goings-ons.
With the bat.
The bat, yeah. All right, to back up all those stories that we had been rumored to have happened. And then there's probably a little bit of a theme here with mine. Tiger. All right. Aside from just like picking his brain at golf, like everything, all the extracurriculars off the course. I mean,
you're coming off as horny, Chris.
Huh? Well, because you know what? It's fascinating.
You have the bad Tiger sex stories.
Oh, I'm not even. Listen, I'm not even. Wait till you hear the next one. I'm not even like talking about like all that stuff, but just like he was his best with that, like professionally, but as a person, he was struggling. So like to talk to him about that kind of stuff. Number 4, I don't want to read the transcripts anymore. I want to hear from her mouth. Pause. Stormy Daniels.
Oh boy.
I want to hear what exactly was going on with that whole situation.
But now you're going to cause some trouble here because you're going to have Pat the Bat Tiger and Stormy Daniels.
Hey. Well,
you know how this party's ending up.
Yeah, they're going to go missing.
Yeah, hope you have a guest room.
Right. So, and then the 5th one is Jason Kelsey.
Just throw it in there.
Somebody to entertain guests while the other getting their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Kelsey's the man.
Yes, you wouldn't have like a Dr. Dre, someone in the music industry with some stories.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of guys. I mean, there's people I still would put on there. Dre would definitely be one. Kanye, even though he's nuts, but that's part of it. Like honestly, that's part of it because hearing like picking his brain on or whatever's left of it at this point. And Pharrell would be one.
Young Quigs.
Yeah. Sean Patrick John, Joseph Quigley, and how he flows. Also, one notable was I was going to say Hugh Douglas. Now, if you remember, Al, I don't know if I'm pretty sure I've told at least one of you this. When I did meet him, about 14, or I guess it would be like 14 years ago. It was 14 years ago because we were still doing the Hoops Report thing. And we met him at a game at the Palestra. Him and Rob Cherry from the WIP.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, he gave me one of the best quotes in my life that I heard. And he said, "How old are y'all again?" And I was like, 24. He was like, "Man, what an age. All you need to worry about is getting money." And he said, I'm not going to say the word, but hanging with females. And he said, "That's all you need to worry about at that age, man. Good luck to you, brother. Good luck."
And he was right.
And yeah. And he was just he was a real cool dude, really down to earth. Like just like how he comes off on like the radio if you listen to him on the midday show or whatever. Like he's a real cool down to earth dude. Never doesn't take himself too serious. So yeah, he'd be one of them also.
All right, let's go into the 5 people you wouldn't invite. I thought this was a lot harder of a list to put together. I'll go through mine quickly because I really don't like my list. I just picked 5 pretty much weenies. Starting with Prince Harry. Prince Harry gets no invite to mine. I have Diddy. Unfortunately, Diddy's been in the news a little too much lately, so we're not going to invite Diddy. Doc Rivers. We don't need anybody lying about what happened at the barbecue. He's on the list.
Hey, I showed up. I had the booze. He didn't let me in. I was there.
I had Al Horford, but he got crossed off. I'm going Nick Castellanos again, just because I don't need my grandma seeing like all the unbuttoned buttons on the shirt, the chest open, the chest out. I don't need her seeing that. And last but not least, if we have Sidney Sweeney there, I don't need Vince McMahon there because I don't know what's going to come out of his mouth. So Mr. McMahon has no chance.
No, you know what you should have said is she married her fiance. He's on the no-fly zone. He can't get the invite. He's out.
There you go. All right, now who's your 5?
I didn't have 5. So again, I did this. I thought it was athletes. So I have 2 quarterbacks here. I don't want Patrick Mahomes coming to my barbecue with his weird ass voice and his weird ass mannerisms. It's just his nerd ass. And actually throw his wife on there too. Throw his brother on there. So there's 3. I don't want Aaron Rodgers there because he's just he's an asshole, dude. I want no parts of him. And then the last one I had on the list was any NFL offensive or defensive lineman, especially Vita V. I don't want him there. He's going to eat all the food.
You don't want your boy V there?
No, dude, not at a barbecue, man. We don't have enough food. I don't know how much Boban's going to bring. I don't know how much.
Have enough beer either for those guys.
There's not a yet tie big enough to fulfill the demands of Vita V. But I did add one non-athlete as we were talking here, and I wouldn't want Jake Paul or Logan Paul.
I thought about them.
I'm a big Logan Paul guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want either of those 2 at the barbecue. So that's my list.
All right, Chris, here's your 5.
I don't have 5, but one would be Scott Foster. You actually put Foster / Tony Brothers because I have no idea how these guys still not only get work but that they're in prime games all the time. So and also like I would want to ask him like how are you literally on the take and still not in jail yet and still working? I would love to know that. But because of that, I don't want him anywhere near us because you never know when that raid's coming. One is Pete Rose. I don't need him hitting on my daughters. You know what I'm saying? Like, or cousins, nieces, none of that. And then the third one, I just had it a second ago and I was thinking about off the cuff when you were just talking. Tobias.
Yeah.
Tobias cannot come through the crib.
But he's gonna bring the cookies. He's gonna bring the cookies.
He's gonna bring he's gonna bring a bunch of bricks too. Bring the bricks for the crib, I guess.
He doesn't even shoot them.
I have no interest in hearing anything from him. His fake ass J. Cole self.
Very fake J. Cole.
Yeah. I don't. I came up with 3.
It's hard.
It is hard. And I guess if you really thought of like the full scope of like entertainment, I'm just trying to think of like notorious like scumbag. Like Al said about the Mahomes, I was considering Brittany Mahomes, but he went there, which I don't blame you. I would have said her.
Any of the Kardashians or Jenners, they're all out.
Because like if you saw the other night during the game, I don't know if you call it that, but how Pat Mahomes at the Mavericks game, and he's there with Travis, and then Brittany's next to them. And I'm like, you can't let your man go out with his boy for one night. Like you got to still be in that limelight tip, still thirsty for the attention in that front row. Like, come on, like it's corny.
She's brutal.
So yeah, I would have had her on mine, and man. I don't know. I can't think of a 5th one right now. I know I'll think about 20 of them when we get off of here.
Any politician.
Yeah,
I was saying
we get political.
Yeah, any politician they're not coming. Any streamer, they're not coming.
That's a good one too. Yeah, these YouTube celebs.
Yeah.
Old City Sports Network. They're not coming.
I was waiting for somebody. Waiting for somebody.
All right. On that note, we're gonna drop that beat.